All right, guys. Here's Eric doing a daily recap of today's trades. Well, today we took a few trades. Our first trade we took was BCYC. This was, I'm gonna admit, it was a pretty horrible trade. Uh, BCYC had a pre-market high of 1750. It had moved from the previous day was at 1526. Let's see. Yesterday's high was 1552, and this morning it was gapping up quite a bit, up to from $15 up to 1750. So I was like, okay, well, this is it was very low on volume. It's kind of an impulsive trade, but I've seen him make quite pretty big moves. I should have taken the red flags. Here was on the daily, had resistance at $18, so I figured get in at 17 for a move up to about $18. Capture a whole dollar move potential, at least up to the half dollar, which is this level here from right there, 1750. Okay, so my entry was at 1698. Let's see, about right there, 1698. That's 1697, but I got in at 1698 at the 26th candle, 26-minute candle. So let's see, we pull our chart back. So got in about right there, around right there, 26 at the just about the very high. So let me clean this chart up. Okay, well, all right. So we got in at 1698. I was hoping to get a lower fill, because the spreads were huge, huge spreads. So, anyways, I got in at 1698, and I held it. Right away, it tanked. You see this 5-minute candle? It just absolutely tanked. Went from $17 down to $15.37. They don't usually make that kind of move down, but for some reason, it did this time, and I held through it. I had smaller share size, so I'm gonna stick it out. Usually these come back around. So here we dip here at 1548. Buyer came in, 200 shares, not much. They bought it up to the VWAP. They just held here around the VWAP, and then it just completely flushed down to 1565. So I held it a little bit longer, and I held through that flush, got all the way down to 1507. So I was like, okay, 1507 breaks, I definitely need to stop out, because chances are that we're going to see the low of that candle, 1457. So that would have been an extra 50-cent loss, just unnecessary loss. So I held through this pullback, went up to VWAP, pulled back, got up to VWAP, and here I was thinking, okay, this thing is not, this thing tried the VWAP once and it did not go. So chances are it is not gonna go. So I cut my losses. I stopped out after this chance right here. I give it last opportunity. I wanted the volume to come in and for this to go up to VWAP, past VWAP, but no, it failed. So I stopped out around 1570, and it flushed down to 1530, and then it just kept on going low. So that was that trade. Nothing there. It was dollar wise, it was a big loss, but for dollar per share, but I only traded 25 shares. on that trade, so I minimized my risk. Let's see, and our next trade was AEY. AEY, we're watching it. Let's see, let me clean this up a little bit. Okay, so pre-market it moved up. Yesterday's high was 535. This was a continuation move, and today's high was 649. So yesterday's high 535. It was gapping up this morning. The pre-market high was $6. So $6 is a level to watch. Here we had a little pullback. That's VWAP. So my entry was at 576. Let's see, 576, which is down there. I got in at 576 at the 33 candle, 33-minute candle, which is this one here. Okay, so we got in at, so the previous candle was at 78. The correct entry was 78, and I got in at 76. So that was an excellent entry. Excellent entry. I took 500 shares. I took the trade, and 500 shares, let's see. Yes, with 500 shares, I got in at 576, which is here. And 2 seconds later, I was selling some at, 5 seconds later, I was selling some at 579, 586, and then the rest at 575, 576. Sold the rest at break even. So that I could have held it a little bit longer. I just did not want to go on the red. These stocks, on the past few trading days, they'll pop up, come down to break even point, and then just flush, bad. So I was staying away from that. I was just taking my profit quickly with $20. $20 win on that trade. It was a small win, but it was worth a shot. My plan was that we would have seen 576 break, 578. Then we get the break of 85 up to 90, tap of $6. Tap of $6, pull back, and then shoot up. But with the type of market that we've been, that's kind of it's not the market to expect that kind of hot momentum. It did happen, but a few minutes later, you see. So it did work out, but on the next 5-minute candle, that closed, it worked. So the correct entry would have been 95, that high, and then from 95 up to 649. What a move. I sat on the sidelines on that one. I recognize this pattern here, but that was a big doji there. Ladder volume. We did have increasing volume here, so that would have been a good indicator to get in. This level would have been a 607 would have been a good entry up to 649. So nice break. So let's see our next trade. Our next trade was on SPEX. Let's see, on SPEX we got in at 180. So SPEX we were watching. Actually, there was no pre-market chart on this one. It did make a nice move today. So we pull back down here and watch the 1 minute patterns. So we can see that this stock did halt going up. The way you can tell that it did halt going up is because you see these dashes right here. Now it doesn't always mean that it's halted, but when we see this kind of move here, and then you see from 144 up to 173, and then 5 dashes of no trading, that's usually a halt. So this one we got in at 180 at the 58-minute candle. 50. Yes, we got in at the 58-minute candle, which is here for some reason. Okay, that's right. Yes, we placed our order at pre-market, not pre-market, but during the halt at 180. And so it opened up. It opened up, and it opened at 180, popped up to 195, and it pulled back, and then it spiked up to 208. So my entry at 180, I added at 185, 400 shares, sold at 193. Quick trade. I did not want to push my luck. I just got out. Took my little 10-cent profit with 500 shares, and I was done on that one. So that was it. I was up $65 with those 2 trades, but since I took the BCYC trade, oh, and of course this stock, it kept going. So it went up to 236, kept going up to 375, 369 was the high, and that was the high of day, and it just retraced a good amount of that move, not all of it, but some of it. Now this might offer continuation tomorrow. It'd be a good one to watch. We would want it to come back up to about, let's see, it hit here high of 260. We wanted to come back to around the VWAP 250, 260. So that tomorrow shows another move, potential up to 350, and so forth. So I ended up stopping out of BCYC. I cut my losses on it. I gave it some room, gave it some time to do its thing, and it just didn't move. So let's see, I ended up stopping out at 1560. Horrible dollar per trade, dollar per share loss. But since it was just 25 shares, I was willing to give some room, and I knew it was going to be risky because the spreads were huge on it. Those are usually the ones where you can either go make money, good amount of money, or lose a big amount of money. So I minimize that risk by just taking tiny size. So I got stopped that at 42 at the 42-minute candle, which is I believe I was looking at the 5-minute pattern whenever I decided to cut it loose. I believe it was right here. Yes, it was right there. So I saw that it was coming up to VWAP and it just wasn't moving. So I was like, I need to cut this loose here, and I did. And that was the right move because, I mean, the volume was low, very low volume, like 25,000 shares traded. And it had tried it one time, two times, and then all of this, it just wasn't going. So I was like, okay, this is it. I need to stop out. And that was the right move because it just kept going down. So that's it for today. Just small little end of the day with $30. Nothing to be super excited about. It is a green day, and can't complain about that. All right. Well, if y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think.